Today in class 11 accountancy, we will learn accounting equation. Accounting equation written here on board. Assets are always equal to capital plus liabilities. Assets are denoted by A, capital C and liabilities L. So without wasting your time, let us see meaning and different important points of this topic, accounting equation. So let us first understand what is accounting equation. The accounting equation is based on the double entry bookkeeping system. And we all know in double entry bookkeeping system, we give two effect. We give dual effect. For every debit, there must be a credit. The accounting equation states that the sum of the total assets must be equal to the sum of the total liabilities. That means assets of business are always equal to liabilities. And liabilities include two liabilities. One is internal liability, that is known as capital, and second is external liabilities that we call as liabilities. So assets are always equal to capital plus liabilities. This is your accounting equation. In an accounting rule, that assets are equal to capital plus liabilities at any given time. The logic states that if you increase or reduce a liability or capital, then you are increasing or reducing assets respectively. So both sides of the equation will be always equal. Now before we start accounting equation, we must understand meaning of assets, capital and liabilities. Now what do you mean by assets? So assets are property or legal right owned by an individual or a company to which money value can be attached. So assets means all the properties, say for example building, land, plant, machinery, vehicles, all these are the assets. And we know assets are of two types. One is non-current assets and second is current assets. Non-current assets means long-term assets like land, building, plant, machinery, asset, etc. And current assets means short-term assets like cash in hand, bank balance, stock in hand, etc. So these assets are always equal to capital plus liability. Now what is capital? You all know capital means amount invested by owner in the business. If anything brought by owner in the business like asset or we can say cash or any goods, then it becomes capital. So it is the money or money's worth invested by the proprietor in the business. It may be brought in the form of cash or any other assets. Now third is liabilities. Here liabilities means they are talking about the third party liabilities. So liabilities are debt. They are amount owed to creditors. Liabilities are the obligations or debt that a business will pay in future. So say for example, if you have taken a bank loan for your business, so it is your liability. If you have borrowed money from your friend for your business, then it is liability. So these are the three accounting terms which we will use in this chapter, accounting equation. And our accounting equation is assets are always equal to capital plus liabilities. Let us see the further point in this. Here you can see one box is given. In that box, everything is clearly mentioned that assets are equal to liabilities plus capital. Or you can also say, if you want to find capital, then from total assets, you can minus liability, you will get capital. Or if you want liabilities, then from total assets, you can minus capital, so you will get the amount of liabilities. Or it is also written in this way, assets are equal to total liabilities, or we can say total equity. Total liabilities include internal liability and external liability. So total assets are equal to internal liabilities plus external liability. Internal liability means capital invested by owner, and external liability means any amount borrowed or anything we borrowed from outsiders. So this is all about the accounting equation and its meaning. Now let us understand effect of different types of transactions on accounting equation. Now you all know accounting equation is assets equal to capital plus liabilities. So let us see different types of transactions and how they will affect. So let us first begin with transactions affecting assets only. There are some transactions which affect only assets in only. That means one asset will increase and another asset will decrease. So the first point, cash deposited into bank account. So here cash will decrease and bank balance will increase. Second, cash withdrawn from bank account. So here cash will increase and bank balance will decrease. Purchase of goods for cash. So here stock of goods will increase in the business and cash balance will decrease. Sale of goods for cash. So sale of goods for cash. So cash balance will increase in the business and stock of goods will decrease. So here so many transactions are given in which only assets are affected. You can go through this. There are some other transactions affecting assets as well as capital. That means they give their effect on any asset or capital. The first point, cash and asset introduced by the business as capital. So in this transaction, say cash balance of the business will increase. Any asset which is brought by owner, that will increase, and it is brought by businessman, that means owner. So capital will also increase by that amount. Second, additional capital introduced. So if the owner introduces additional capital, then cash balance or bank balance in the business will increase. And on the same way, capital will also increase. Expenses paid in cash. Expenses paid in cash. So whenever you pay any expense, say for example salary, rent, etc., so business cash will decrease and this expense will affect capital. By that amount, capital will also decrease. So when you pay any expense, cash will decrease as well as capital will also decrease. This is one important point. Say for example salary paid 5,000. So by 5,000 rupees cash of the business will decrease as well as capital will also decrease. Next is income received in cash. If any income is received by business, then cash balance of the business will increase because cash will come in the business and capital will also increase. So remember, in case of income, capital increase and cash increase. But in case of expense, cash decrease and capital also decrease. These are the two important points you have to remember. Drawings made by owner. So because of that, capital will decrease. And if he has withdrawn cash, so cash balance will decrease. But if he has withdrawn goods, then stock of goods will decrease. So what he has withdrawn, that is important here. So similar type of other transactions are given. You can go through. I have discussed some important points. Next is transactions affecting capital only. That means there are some transactions which affect only capital. That means one side capital will increase, other side capital will decrease. So first is interest on capital. So interest on capital is given to owner. So because of that, capital will increase by that amount of interest. Second thing, interest on drawing. Interest on drawing is one type of charge taken from the owner for the amount withdrawn by him. So because of this, interest on drawing, what will happen? Capital will decrease. So these are the transactions which affect only capital only. Then other transactions are given, transactions affecting assets and liabilities. That means they affect assets as well as liabilities. First point, cash paid to creditor. Now here if you pay cash to creditor, so to that extent your creditor will decrease and cash will also decrease because you are paying, so cash will decrease and creditors are receiving, so your creditor is also going to be reduced. Purchase of goods on credit. Goods purchase on credit. So here what will happen? We have purchased goods, so stock of goods will increase in the business. But it is purchase on credit, so our creditors will increase. So because of purchase of goods on credit, stock of goods will increase and creditors will also increase because now we have to pay to this third person. Next is purchase of asset on credit. Same way, if any asset is purchased, say for example, car is purchased or building is purchased, but it is purchased on credit, so your liability will also increase and your asset will also increase in the business. So similar type of other transactions are given in which assets and liabilities increase. You can go through, and if you have any doubt, you can put it in the comment section. I will give your question answer. Now let us see treatment of different types of items. What will be there? 2 or 3 effect. Let us see. So the first point is given here. Treatment of expenses paid. If you have paid any expense, then how will you treat in accounting equation? So when you pay expense, your cash will decrease and your capital will also decrease. So these two effects you have to give in accounting equation. Similarly, treatment of income. If you have received any income, then what you will do? You will receive cash, so your cash balance will increase. You will add in cash and capital will also increase because of this income. Then the third point is given, treatment of outstanding expenses. This is important point. Say for example, salary outstanding. So this is outstanding salary, so it is our liability. So on liability side, it will increase liability, and it is expense outstanding. So your capital will also decrease because this amount we have to pay. So this is important point. Outstanding salary, say for example 5,000. So outstanding salary 5,000 you will show on liability side, and you will also minus from capital. Next is given treatment of accrued income. That is income receivable, income due but not received. So say for example, rent receivable means rent is still not received. It is due but not received. So it is our asset. So it will increase our asset. So asset side, you will add this item, say for example, accrued rent, and this is income which we will receive after a few days or in future, so it will increase capital. So you have to remember, if expense is outstanding, you will minus from capital, and that outstanding expense will be shown on liability side. And if income is due but not received, it will increase asset and increase capital also. Similar point is given, point number 5, income received in advance. That means some income is received in advance. Say for example, rent received in advance. So it is not our current year income, it is received in advance. So it will be treated as liability. So in accounting equation, it will increase in liability, and it is received in advance, so it will also increase in asset. Say for example, rent received in advance, so we will add in cash, and received in advance will be shown as liability. Similarly, treatment of any expense paid in advance. If you have paid in advance any expense, then how will you treat in accounting equation? So when you have paid expense in advance, so it will increase your asset and it will also decrease in asset. How? I am giving you an example. Say for example, rent paid in advance. So whenever you pay any expense in advance, so it will be shown as asset side. So it will increase asset. Now you have paid, so that much amount of cash will decrease. So minus from cash. So one asset cash is decreasing and one asset paid in advance is increasing. So in this way, two effect will be given. So similarly, next is drawing. What will be the effect of drawings? So as we discussed earlier, because of drawing, asset will decrease. Say for example, owner has withdrawn cash, so cash will decrease. If owner has withdrawn goods, so then stock of goods will decrease. Second thing, it is withdrawn by owner, so capital will also decrease. So in case of drawing, you have to remember, you have to minus from capital and you have to also minus from the particular asset which is withdrawn by the owner. Next is a treatment of interest on drawing. So interest on drawing, how will you deal with the accounting equation? So interest on drawing will increase in capital as well as decrease in capital. How it will increase or decrease in capital? So interest on drawing we will charge from the owner. So we will minus from capital. That much amount of capital will decrease because it is expense for the owner. And it will decrease capital because interest on drawing we have to recover from capital. So capital will decrease. So this you have to keep in mind how to give effect of interest on drawing. Next one is purchase of goods in cash. Now you think when you purchase goods in cash, so your cash balance will decrease and your stock of goods will increase. So how will you give to effect? It will decrease in asset, that is cash, and increase in asset, that means stock of goods. So it will affect on asset side only. Next one is treatment of bad debt. As we all know, bad debt is amount irrecoverable from the debtors. So this much amount we are not going to recover from the debtors. So it will decrease the amount of debtor. And it is one type of loss. So it will also decrease capital. As I said you earlier, any type of expense or loss decrease capital. So treatment of bad debt you will give in this way. You will minus from capital and you will also minus from debtor on asset side. Your next point is purchase of goods on credit. Goods purchase on credit. Then how will you deal with the purchase of goods on credit? So here it is very clear that we have purchased goods on credit. That means we are liable to pay to someone. So it will increase liability. And goods purchased, our stock of goods will increase. That means asset of the business will increase. Next one is goods sold in cash. We have sold goods and cash is received. So our one asset cash will increase an asset, and goods are sold. That's why stock of goods will decrease. So both will be on asset side. Stock of goods will decrease and cash balance will increase. Goods sold on credit. How to give effect of goods sold on credit? So you have sold goods on credit. So it will create debtors. Amount is recoverable from the debtor, and debtor is one type of current asset. So it will increase your asset, that is debtor, and goods are sold. That's why stock of goods will decrease. That means one asset will decrease. Goods will decrease and debtors will increase. So this will be the effect of stock of goods sold. Now see the next transaction number 14. Treatment of depreciation. How will you give effect of depreciation in your accounting equation? So depreciation is one type of we can say decrease in the value of asset. It is one type of loss. It is non-cash expense. No doubt we do not pay amount in cash, but it is one type of loss. It is one type of expense. So treatment of depreciation. As I told you, because of any expense or loss, capital will decrease. So you will minus from capital and you will also minus from that particular asset which is depreciated. So for example, machinery is depreciated. So minus from machinery, and second effect minus from capital. Treatment of interest on capital. Interest on capital we give to the owner. So it is the income of owner. So it will be added in capital. So capital will increase one side. And it is one type of business expense because we have to pay, business has to pay. So decrease in capital because expense decrease capital. And it is receivable to owner, receivable by owner, so capital will increase. Owner is receiving, so capital will increase. And business is paying, so business expense always reduce capital. The next point is given. Treatment of sales return, means goods are sold and it came back because of defective product or anything else. Now let us solve this exercise. Let us first read what is the question. Amit had the following transactions. First one, commence business with cash 50,000. So this transaction will increase cash and capital of business. Second, purchase goods for cash at rupees 20,000 and credit 30,000. So this transaction will increase goods because we have purchased goods. So goods of rupees 50,000 will increase total, and cash will decrease because we have paid, and it is also purchased on credit. So our creditor will increase on liability side. Sold goods for cash rupees 40,000 costing 30,000. Now in this transaction, goods of 30,000 we have sold in 40,000, so we received profit of 10,000. So this transaction will affect three places. One, profit of 10,000 will be added in capital. Stock of goods will reduce by 30,000, and cash will increase by 40,000 because we have sold goods for cash. Rent paid 500, so it is expense. All expense reduce capital, so minus from capital, and cash is paid, so cash will reduce by 500. Rent outstanding 100 rupees, so it is one type of outstanding expense. So because of outstanding expense, what we do, we minus from capital, and outstanding expense is liability, so we will show liability side. Bought furniture of 5,000 on credit. So furniture is purchased, so one asset furniture will increase, and it is purchased on credit, so our creditors for furniture will also increase. Bought refrigerator for personal use rupees 5,000. Now you see here, it is for personal use. So here we assume that it is purchased from the business money, so it is one type of drawing. So you will minus from capital, 5,000 you will minus from capital, and 5,000 you will also minus from cash because cash must have been paid 5,000, and it is drawing, so minus from capital. Purchase building for cash 20,000. So because of this, building will increase and cash balance will decrease. Use accounting equation to show the effect of the above transaction on his assets, liabilities, and also show his balance sheet. So this is your question. Now let us prepare accounting equation for this question. Here you have to prepare different columns on asset side as well as on liability side. See, asset side we have cash balance, stock of goods, furniture, and building, because these are the items given in this question. Liability side we have capital and creditors as well as outstanding expense. So first of all, you have to decide which column will come on assets and liability side. Now let us see the solution of this question. So here you can see how to prepare this accounting equation. First of all, you have to prepare transaction column, then asset side. Keeping in mind different transactions, you have to draw column. In our question, cash was there, stock, furniture, and building was there. So we have prepared this 4 column on asset side. Liability side, we have creditors and outstanding expense because these 2 items are given in the question, and capital. So you have to read question carefully and you have to appropriately decide which column will come. So here you can see the first one is the commence business with cash rupees 50,000. So it is written in cash column 50,000 and capital column 50,000. Second, purchase goods in cash 20,000 and credit 30,000. So you can see 50,000 goods you have written in stock. Cash is 20,000 paid, so minus from cash 20,000, and 30,000 is on credit, so liability side creditor 30,000. After that we will get the new equation. In cash now we have only 30,000 because 20,000 is paid. In stock of goods we have 50,000 stock of goods and creditors are 30,000 and capital 50. Here if you check, both sides will be equal. On asset side we have 30 plus 50, 80,000, and on liability side also we have 30,000 plus 50,000, 80,000. Both are equal. Third one, after each transaction you have to prepare accounting equation. Keep in mind. Third, sold goods for cash 40,000. Costing is 30. So 30,000 goods we sold in 40,000. So 10,000 is profit. This 10,000 profit is added in capital. So you can see 10,000 is added in capital. We have sold goods of 30,000. So minus 30,000 from stock because that much good is reduced now. and we have received cash of 40,000, so it will be added because cash comes in. So total would be 70,000 in cash. Goods will be now 20,000 only because 30,000 is sold, and creditor as it is, and capital will be 60,000. So now new equation is 70,000 cash, 20,000 stock is equal to 30,000 creditor and 60,000 capital. Both sides are equal 90,000. Fourth one is rent paid 500 rupees. So minus from cash because cash will reduce, and 500 is expense, so minus from capital. So now new equation would be 69,500 cash, 20,000 stock, creditor 30,000 as it is, and 59,500 capital. Next transaction, rent outstanding. Outstanding rent we will minus from capital, and it is one type of liability. So we will prepare one column outstanding expense and we will write 100 rupees there. So now new equation, cash as it is, stock as it is, then creditor 30,000 as it is. Now new column outstanding expense 100 and capital will reduce to 100. So reduce by 100, so it is 59,400. New equation. You check both sides are equal. Asset side is 69,500 plus 20. So 89,500. Liability side also 30,000 and 100 and 59,400. So both sides are 89,500 equal. Both sides should tally. This you have to check all time. And this is possible when you give two effect. If you forget to give second effect, this will not tally. Next. Bought furniture. So our asset will increase. So asset side we have prepare one column furniture 5,000 and it is on credit, I think. So creditor will be 5,000. So now new equation will be cash as it is, asset in that stock as it is, furniture 5,000, creditor now 35,000 because creditors for furniture are added in this, outstanding expense as it is, and capital as it is. New equation. Similarly, bought refrigerator for personal use. So it is for personal use. So we have paid cash, so cash will reduce, and it is drawing, so we will minus from capital also. So new equation would be 64,500, 20,000, 5,000, 35,000, 100 and 54,400. So it will affect cash and capital. Purchase building. Now building is purchased, so cash must have been paid. So cash में से minus कर दो. And building one more column on asset side. And new equation is 44,500, 20,000, 5,000, 20,000, 35,000, 100 and 54,400. Both sides should be equal. Now this last item which we have found that we have to show in balance sheet, because in the question balance sheet is also asked. Balance sheet is one type of statement that you can see here below. It is mentioned. This is a balance sheet. The last item which you have found that you have to show in balance sheet. So balance sheet, liability side and asset side. So asset side cash 44,500, first column amount. Stock 20,000, second column amount. Furniture 5,000, third column amount. All assets will be recorded on asset side. Building 20,000, fourth column amount. So 89,500. Liability side we will show internal and external liability. So capital is 54,400, last column. Sundry creditor 35,000 and outstanding rent 100. So this side total is also 89,500. So this accounting equation says that always assets are equal to capital plus liabilities. If you follow the rule of double entry system, that means every debit has equal amount of credit and all transactions are given dual effect, then this will always tally. Thank you for this. You can practice this type of more exercise, and if you have any such doubt, you can ask me. You can put your comments. Thank you. Please subscribe my channel. Thank you.